The empty canvas, expanded narration. Every great journey of success, every fulfilled dream, every triumph we see in books and movies starts with a single and often painful step. But what happens when you're standing still with your foot suspended in the air and you just can't take that first step? What happens when your entire world is reduced to the one thing you cannot fill? An empty canvas. This is not just the story of an artist, it's the story of a dream that seemed to have come to an end and the courage to find a new beginning. Alex was an artist by nature, with the soul of a storyteller. Since childhood, he saw colors and textures where others saw only routine. He transformed the noise of the city into a symphony of blue tones, the despair of a bad day into strokes of vibrant red. It was a passion that defined him, a voice that cried out to be heard through the canvas. But in the last 6 months, something had changed drastically. The voice was silent. The inspiration simply vanished, as if the sun had been stolen from his private galaxy. Every attempt to paint something was a painful reminder of the emptiness he felt inside. He wasn't just fighting the blank canvas in front of him. He was fighting himself. It was as if the most essential part of who he was had simply disappeared, leaving him lost in a studio that was once his sanctuary and had now become his prison. The external pressure became as overwhelming as his internal struggle. In a video call, he heard the voices of doubt, not just in his head, but coming from his own family. His father, a man who had always worked with his hands, had a voice filled with genuine concern and disappointment. "It's not worth it, son. You're torturing yourself. You'd be better off getting a real job." The words were like stabs. They hurt, not because they were malicious, but because they were said with genuine love and concern. They echoed the insecurity Alex already felt. He knew the life of an artist wasn't easy, but those words made his choice seem like a childish game. Every day that passed, the white canvas became more than just a blank space. It was a symbol of his own failure. The doubt was no longer just about his art, but about his life's purpose. He wondered if they were right, if he was destined to live a common life without the color and passion that defined him. That was his lowest point. Sitting on the cold studio floor with silent tears streaming down his face, he thought about giving up forever, about throwing away all his brushes, about rolling up all the canvases and simply accepting defeat. What else was there to do? What do you do when there's no inspiration, no support, and your only certainty is that the life you chose seems to have abandoned you? He felt the weight of failure in every cell of his body. It was a feeling of defeat so overwhelming that the only thing he wanted to do was disappear. But amidst that pain, he noticed the seed of an idea, a small spark of hope that refused to be extinguished. He realized something fundamental. The first color you put on the canvas doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It doesn't have to be perfect or grand. It just has to be a start. Art, he realized, isn't about perfection. It's about the courage to try, to create, even when you feel completely empty inside. And the empty canvas isn't your end. It's just the starting point. It's the chance to tell a new story, to paint a new landscape, to begin a new journey, not for others, but for himself. And that, he realized, was the masterpiece he had been looking for.